All right, number 5 says there are 10 decimeters in a meter and 10 meters in a decameter. How many decimeters are in 3 decameters? This is the one where we're going to use the unit multipliers. So let's make up a couple of unit multipliers from the information they give us. They tell us there are 10 decimeters in a meter. So 10 decimeters is the same as 1 meter. So we can use this unit multiplier like this, or another way we could write it is 1 meter is the same as 10 decimeters. Okay, so those are 2 unit multipliers. And then the next one says there are 10 meters in 1 decameter. So 10 meters, I don't know how to abbreviate decameter instead of, so this is going to be decimeter. We'll do capital D, decameter. I don't know how that's actually supposed to be abbreviated. I suppose I need to look that up. But another thing we can write is 1 decameter is 10 meters. Okay, and then it asks us how many decimeters are there in 3 decameters. So we're gonna start with that 3 decameters. That's what we're gonna start with. And because any number you can write over 1 and it means the same thing, I'm gonna put it over 1 just because we're gonna be multiplying by fractions. And now we want to get rid of this decameter and we want to be left with decimeter on top. So we need to figure out the unit multipliers that we're going to use to get rid of those units and just be left with this. Well, we have a decameter in the numerator, so we want to use the decameter that's in the denominator so that the decameter units cancel out. So we're going to use this unit multiplier instead of this one. So then we're going to have 10 meters to 1 decameter. And now our decameter units cancel. And we're to meters, but we want to get to decimeters. So we need to go from meters to decimeters. So now we're going to multiply by another unit multiplier. And again, we want the meter in the denominator so that this meter and this meter can cancel out and we're just left with the decimeter up there. So we're going to use this unit multiplier instead of this one. So we're going to use 10 decimeters for 1 meter. Now these cancel. And now we just multiply all of our numerators, multiply all of our denominators. So in the numerator we have 3 times 10 times 10. So we have 3 times 10 times 10. And then the only unit we have left is decimeter. And then in the denominators we have 1 times 1 times 1. Well, 1 times 1 times 1 is just going to be 1. So this is just equal to 10 times 10 is 100 times 3 is 300. In the denominator we just have 1, so we could write 300 over 1, but 300 over 1 just means 300. And then our unit that's left is decimeter. So the answer would be 300 decimeters. I just want to do, even though it's not here, I want to do one more quick one with the unit multipliers just for some practice. Let's say we wanted to go from inches to miles. Yeah, or no, maybe we'll go from miles to inches. Either way. All right, so we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. Again, that also could be 1 foot is 12 inches. And then you might not know this, but probably learn it after seeing it for some problems. 5,280 feet is in 1 mile, or 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Okay, so let's say we have 2 miles, and we want to know how many inches is that. Well, we're starting with our 2 miles. Again, I like to write it over 1 just because then when I'm multiplying the fractions, I'm multiplying all the numerators and all the denominators. So, and I want to end up with inches over here. So I'm going to go from miles to feet, and then I'm going to go from feet to inches. So we want the mile in the denominator, so our mile units cancel out. So I'm going to use this unit. So I've got 5,280 feet is 1 mile. And then we can see that our unit of miles cancels out. So now I'm going to be left with feet, but I want to get all the way to inches. So now I'm going to change my feet to inches. And we need to decide, do I use this one? Do I use this one? Well, my feet is in the numerator here. I need it in the denominator so that they cancel out. So I'm going to use this unit multiplier and do 12 inches is 1 foot. Now my feet cancel. So the number of inches is going to be 2 times 5,280 times, 80, times 12. And again, in this case, I have ones in the denominator again. 1 times 1 times 1 is just 1. You don't always end up with just 1 in the denominator, though. Sometimes when you're converting, and maybe I will go from inches to miles on one of these, sometimes you have units in the denominator and then you actually have to divide. In this case, we're just going to multiply 5,280 times 12 and then times 2. Or maybe I'll just do 5,280 times 24, which is 2 times 12. I'll do that first. Okay? That would be 0, 32, carry the 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, carry the 1, 20, 21, put my placeholder, and then I multiply 0, 16, carry the 1, 4 plus 1 is 5, and 10, and then I add these together. So there are 126,720 inches in 2 miles. And that's it.